The local leagues then restarted after the war, and I was a reasonably good player in the local leagues. I represented the local leagues in the representative matches. And a man came to my house one day, my father's house, and he said, is your son in? He said, yeah. Would you like to join Blackburn Rovers for trials? So, of course, I'm off like a shot. And I played several games at Blackburn Rovers in the 18 with Ronnie Clayton, who became an England international, and Brian Douglas, who are very close friends of mine today. We see them quite regular in the museum here. And of course, the time was then coming for national service. So I was about to sign part-time professional for Blackburn Rovers, but I said, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go in the RAF. I've passed my medical and everything. Keep in touch and we'll sign in when you come out then. So I wrote 2 letters when I was coming on leave. Nothing, never got an answer. Well, in that interim period I was transferred to an RAF station near Nottingham, which in effect put me in touch with Nottingham Forest. Well, of course, they were watching the station matches for which I played for the station team and invited me to go and have a training session with them. So, needless to say, I was off like a shot. I'll never forget it. 1 and 7pence on the bus. And when I arrived at Notts County's ground first, was the first one, the secretary came out and put a packet in my top pocket. Those are your expenses. 27 shillings. 2 and 6pence no more than I was receiving in the RAF as a paid airman. More to the point, I'm sat in the corner of the dressing room because I was first there, and the sun was shining at a very oblique angle, and Tommy Lawton was the player manager then, and he was a man I'd admired all my life. And he all of a sudden this light went dimmer and he's framed in the doorway, Mr. Lawton. Oh my God, my heart started beating. So the usual dressing room crack started off, and then he came to me and found, he said, nice to meet you, son. He said, you're the RAF lad. He said, they tell me you've got a good left foot. He said, you get them over and I'll get them in. I thought, what does he mean? I want to come in training with the kids. I was involved in the first team against reserves. I was outside left to Tommy Lawton, and I did okay, fortunately. And I was due to go back time and time again, but of course the RAF, we were in a league which we were winning, so they wouldn't let me go on the Saturdays, so I could only get an odd time now and again. And then of course later on, Forest, I went and played 2 games for them, but the same principle arrived, where you had to fulfil your station requirements. Then of course I got demobbed. And I spoke to my father on the telephone. I said, well, it'll be finished this weekend, I'll be home. Oh, he said, look forward to seeing you, son. So I arrived in the house and put my bits and pieces down. Right, he said, have a look at that, and flung a letter on the table. Preston North End FC. He'd opened it because it was addressed to him. Dear Mr. Jones, please, nice to hear from you. You know about all your son with his Blackburn days and how he's in the RAF. Please ask him to come and see me in my office at 10 o'clock Monday morning. W. Scott, Preston manager. So I said, who have you been kidding to write this for you, like? No, he said, you're that. So I go, come in, son. So I sit down. Right, he said, we know all about you, so we're going to sign you full-time professional. There's your £10 sign-in on fee. Sign here, £7.50 and £8.50 if you get in the first team. But you will be required to work on the ground staff in the afternoons, helping out. I was a millionaire overnight in my head. I couldn't believe what had happened. And this is absolutely true. It's not childish thought. It was a genuine feeling.